are the team from simplymadelocal.com. We are an online Etsy alternative handmade marketplace to buy and sell unique, creative products from some of the most talented artists in the United States. I'd like to introduce you to our team. I'm Abby.
Ryan.
Taylor.
Carrie.
And over there is Carrie, and we are the gals behind the scenes of simplymadelocal.com. We are running the marketplace 24/7 during the week, but on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we like to just slow it down and make some time for what we love doing most, which is crafting. And we're really blessed to be able to find some of the most trending crafts, I guess, and we learn it ourselves. We break it down and we bring it to you here every Thursday, just to show you something new that other people are doing out there. Maybe you might take it on as a new hobby or take it on as a possible new product for your small creative business. So we have a really fun night tonight planned. We're going to let a couple people join us. So we're going to get this live into a couple groups. So just give us a moment and we're going to get started. We're going to tell you what we're doing tonight. How are you guys doing?
Hi. I'm doing all right. Glad it's like my Friday and I can be
Don't rub it in. We get it.
Sorry. It was a rough day at work. It was very busy. This whole week's been busy. It's been weird.
Yeah.
And can you guys believe it's like past the middle of February? I can't believe it.
I can't believe it's already after Valentine's Day.
I know.
I keep thinking
Everyone so quick.
it's coming up, and then I realized that it passed. Whoa,
I have to say, today is when I finally was able to get into my craft room, and I was packing up all of the Valentine's Day stuff. I didn't realize like how into Valentine's Day I really get, and just how much decor and supplies for making tutorials. It was just everywhere. So now I have transitioned from pink to green.
Yeah. Yeah, my house too. I already started all of our like TikTok, St. Patty's Day tutorials. So like it was green, this weekend was green glitter everywhere in here.
And moss, right?
And moss. Oh my gosh, you guys, on Saturday, our moss covered shamrock tutorial will go up on TikTok and Pinterest. And that was like one of the messiest crafts I've ever done in my life. I guess I had this expectation that when you do a moss craft, that they like take the dirt off the moss and they just give you the moss. But no, it was like they just pulled chunks of moss out of the dirt and stuffed it in the bag, because it was like clumps of dirt. Like I had to like cut the moss off the dirt or like pull it off. There was dirt and moss everywhere. So
wow.
I guess I've never bought it.
I've never bought it either. I was super excited about it, but also it turned out really, really cute. So
Awesome.
Yeah,
I guess
I did.
I was just not prepared mentally. I would have done it outside if I had known it was going to be that messy.
Yeah, I saw this.
It was more like
garden,
gardening
and it is
than crafting.
It is cute. It did turn out really nice.
It's great.
So if this is your first time joining us, you're probably wondering, wow, there's 4 people in 4 different squares, and it's kind of different. So this is really the only place where you're going to be able to find 4 different tutorials in one video, and we're going to walk you through. It's just a nice fun hour that you're able to hang out with us. We share all of the tips and tricks that we've learned for each of the craft. Sometimes we find out what totally doesn't work and what you shouldn't do, and sometimes we find out and tell you what you should do. I think that's what's really fun about watching some of our tutorials, is that you're just going to get those fun, honest tips and tricks from real crafters who have very different backgrounds. You're going to find 4 different styles of crafting here at Simply Made Local. So feel free to just hone in on one square, or just get a general overview of how to complete that project. We do put out our supply list every Saturday for the following Thursday. If you'd like to craft along with us, you can take a look at that supply list, grab those supplies, and meet us here on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Or you can just find all of our videos on Facebook in our video section, as well as our YouTube channel at Simply Made Local. And we also have a couple tutorials on shorter tutorials on TikTok, so you can find us there as well at Simply Made Local. Okay, if you're just joining us and getting in, please let us know where you are
Joining us from.
Yeah, we'd love to know that.
Hi, Danny. Happy Thursday.
Hi.
Very
Already
happy it's
Thursday.
Thursday. And I have this this trip planned with my family on Saturday, and we're just going to the zoo, and I'm excited that we're able to do things like that again.
Yeah, I know.
But also the thought of waking up early and going to a place with a bunch of other people is scary, first of all, but then also the thought of having to wake up is
That's the worst part of it all.
Wait, how early are you getting up?
I mean, it opens at 9, and so we were talking about getting there when it opens. So
Oh wow.
I know how early you get up for work, so I don't want to hear it. Like that's.
and I mean, on the weekends, normally I'm an early riser anyways. I'm normally like a 7:30, 8 o'clock person anyways, but that's like me sleeping in. But I think it's just the thought of I have to be up, I have to be somewhere,
Right.
I have to be doing these things. I can't just like
You can't
lounge
do it
around in my pajamas and drink coffee. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
It'll be
we'll
fun.
see.
I
Oh, we
recently
have somebody
realized that I've.
Georgia.
Columbus, Georgia.
Ooh. Hello.
Fun.
Also,
Um,
there are makers that support other makers. So if you're somebody who owns a creative business yourself, please let us know what you sell and put your shop link in the comments below so that we can all support your store, and as well as your Instagram or Facebook if you'd like us to go on there as well. So I think we're almost about to get started. Ryan, do you want to tell everybody what we're doing tonight?
So we are making dried fruit and dried flower candles tonight. So each of us, and we're going to tell you a really cool way to dry flowers that doesn't take weeks on end and not burn them. Thanks, Carrie. And I think we're all doing slightly different receptacles. I know I am putting my candle in a wine glass. Some of us are doing other glasses, some of us are doing tin. So yeah. So that's what we're doing tonight. So spruce up your house for spring.
Yes.
I love this because
It does
this
feel
is one.
springy.
Yeah, it's very springy. As I was getting the flowers and drying them and stuff, I was like, oh, I can't wait for spring.
Yeah, it's exciting.
This is one of those crafts where I'm very looking forward to doing this tonight, because it's one of those crafts where if you've never tried it before, it's very simple. And also, this is something that you could make to give as gifts. This is something you could make for your own home for all the seasons. And this is also something that you could really get into and sell as a small business. So this is such an easy project tonight. And we've got some really cool tips and tricks that we're going to share with you on how you can really save a lot of money and make these for really cheap and have them look really elegant. So it's exciting. Okay, I think we're about ready. I am just going to share one more.
So all of the supplies you'll need are whatever receptacle you're going to use, a wick, and I actually am recycling this wick from the candle I melted down. You either need some sort of candle beads. I know Taylor's using beeswax. What are you using, Carrie?
I used candles this time.
Candles?
Yeah,
so
last
I
time
got
we did
some
beeswax,
Dollar
I'm doing
Tree.
the candle thing this time.
Yeah, I used some Dollar Tree candles that I melted. They're on my stove right now. I've got some essential oils to put in. I got some color, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. And then I've grabbed a bouquet of flowers from the Target and dried those, and stir a stick to mix your wax. And I think that's about it. So it's a very, and make it hot to glue down your wood.
long.
Yeah, I have a glue gun. What I loved about this project is I think all of my supplies minus the essential oil from the Dollar Tree. So you can make this very inexpensively. I'm using a, I don't know, you call them a fishbowl, but I know there's some sort of candle holder. It's in the candle aisle. So I have that. And then the wax that I'm using, yes, is from, I think I have an extra one. Oh, right here. This is one of the larger ones. So you can find these at the Dollar Tree. They're unscented wax candles. And be prepared. It is not as easy as you would think to chop this bad boy up.
Oh, okay. So Abby was talking about how hard it was to chop those up earlier. And I was like, why are you chopping up candles? No. I just got the ones in the rosary glass ones and just put it in the boiling water. Like, I was like,
smart.
Okay, well, that's smart. So there you go. There's a tip right there. There's Ryan's tip.
I started with a chef knife, and I was, because I did all my grout the other day, so my arms are still kind of on fire. So it was not working. So I grabbed a screwdriver and a hammer, and I just kind of chiseled into the candles and broke it apart. Worked well.
Work smarter, not harder.
That's right.
I like that. So I started off with a knife, and I was able to get, you know, a couple pieces off, but I was flinging wax everywhere. So no, this does get messy. I think I was actually banned from making candles in my kitchen from my husband, and I forgot why. So I did it again today because he wasn't home, and now I remember why. So
yeah,
I went and spent a little bit more money on the actual beeswax beads because the last time that we did a candle project, I had wax all over this place for weeks. I was finding it everywhere. So I was like, I'm not doing it this time. I used my 40% off Michael's coupon or whatever it was. And I went down to Michael's and I bought the beeswax beads. So just know that Michael's does have them as well.
Okay, so then why don't you start off by telling us, how did you melt that? Did you melt it just straight up in a pot? Like, how did you do that?
So I did a double boil. I did. Yeah, I don't have a professional double boiler, but I used just a metal bowl like this, and I put this in a pot of boiling water. And so you can see here, there's the wax. I've got it on a hot plate right now.
I'll be getting mine off the stove in a minute, but it's just in a pot.
What was that thing that you had, Taylor?
Yeah, what is that?
This is actually for candle making.
Oh, nice.
And
it has.
I borrowed this from my best friend because she may or may not have dabbled in candle making for a while. So I was like, where is your metal pitcher? And so I just put this on my hot plate, and then I just had it kind of sitting here for a while. So it's nice because it has the spout on it. I know I'm not going to drip it everywhere. And I know that I can like get wax in here and leave it. Not a big deal.
So you're utilizing the hot plate. So there you go. I've never had a hot plate, so I don't know.
I know I don't have.
I've got that going.
I feel like it relates the heat nice.
So I got my candle, like I said, from the Dollar Tree, and then I have this one, and then I'm also going to do. This is very popular right now, and by the way, we get a lot of our ideas for crafts on Pinterest.com. So if you yourself want to get even more inspiration, more ideas on how to do DIY candle making, head over to Pinterest.com and search for @SimplyMadeLocal. You're going to find over 100 boards on our pages, on our page, one page. We, trust me guys, when I tell you this, we have done all of the legwork for you. We have taken out all the guessing work on how to navigate Pinterest. Just go to our boards. We've picked out the best of the best articles that we have found for each of the categories. Open that up and you're going to find everything that you need. So that is just an amazing resource right there. So anyways,
I know that a lot of the inspiration for all of our projects are saved on there on our candle making tips and tricks board. So check it out.
And I even learned a couple things today by going over it myself. So I found that these tins are just super trendy right now to put and make candles. People are putting all sorts of things in here. They're actually making little wax figures like fruits, figurines, little things to put on top. People are putting crystals in here, dried flowers, dried fruit. And so that's why we really wanted to find a way that we could truly make this a DIY craft. So we're going to show you tonight how we found all of our supplies from our gardens, our yards, or our refrigerators, and how we made them ourselves. So we did not, purchase most of these items. So I'm excited.
Or you did.
Or you did.
Or you cheated.
So many options, people. So many options. So again, if you're just now joining us, we are doing dried flower and dried fruit DIY candles. And we're going to show you a couple different versions that have, all sorts of different pricing. So you can find stuff from the Dollar Tree, or you can find stuff from Hobby Lobby and Michael's that might cost just a little bit more.
Yes. Hi, Christy, and hi, Mark. They came on. They're saying hi. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
I don't know if Chris loves to make candles, but he sure likes to burn them. So he likes good scent in the home. He leaves the candle making up to me. Or actually, he's banned that, but we're doing round 2. If you need more candle inspiration, please go over to our YouTube channel. We made some candles last summer that were perfect for 4th of July. So I know that we've got.
Was it that long ago?
It was. The cool thing about those ones is that we put scents in them that would kind of repel mosquitoes. So that was why they were.
I did citronella.
Yeah, citronella and some other scents. So yeah, I put mine in tins that could go outside. That was really cool.
Mine is still out on the back patio, actually.
I know mine are out there too. They're out on the deck.
To get started with this, I actually didn't mean to make this a full DIY craft. I went to a couple different stores looking for dried fruit. You would think, oh, you can go find dried fruit from somewhere, right? Or dried flowers. No, not an easy task. I actually ran around Michael's for over an hour because I was trying to find something like that. I was thinking maybe a potpourri bag or something would have, I was really looking for dried oranges. Well, I didn't find them. I came home and we did a lot of research, and we actually found out that you can dry your own fruit really easy if you have an oven or an air fryer, people. That's our secret, an air fryer. So we got really lucky. Yeah. So I'm going to show you, I was able to get, I did an orange, and I was able to get these really beautiful pieces for my candles. And they're really fragrant.
Did you do them in the oven?
I did. So my technique, Carrie can tell you about the air fryer technique, but I did it with the oven. So if you want to get really beautiful dried orange pieces like this, all you do is you set your oven to 200 degrees and you let that preheat. And then you're going to thinly slice your orange slices. And I recommend making them even slices. There were a couple pieces where it was a little off, where one side was a little thicker than the other side. And those ones didn't cook well because one side got a little burnt and the other side is still a little gooey. So I had to toss those ones. So just make sure you have an even slice. And then you're going to take a napkin. You're going to put the orange slice in between 2 paper towels, and you're going to just blot it to get any extra liquid out. Then you're going to set those slices on some parchment paper on a cookie sheet, and then you're going to put that in the oven. And this is kind of where it just depends. You have to keep an eye on it. You're going to want to keep it in for 1 hour to 1.5 hours, and then you're going to flip it and do it for an additional hour to an hour and a half. And
it takes that long? Wow.
Yeah, it does take 3 hours, but I just put it in, forgot it, and just did my things around the house, set a timer, and then I came back to it.
Still came back to very, very toasty lemons. So I got a few that actually came out okay in the oven, but the rest of them air fryer.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Yeah, air fryer.
Also, I think it really depends. Like, I didn't do fruit because I actually forgot and I didn't really want fruit in mine. I'm doing little clay fruit pieces, but I did very small flowers in the oven, and I only had to bake them for like 30 minutes. Like, it just depends on the thickness and size and the moisture content of whatever you're going to be
I keep it on the flowers. I had chamomile bags, like
oh,
loose,
lovely.
some loose chamomile at the bottom.
Oh, I like that. That's
Very
pretty.
nice.
I didn't even think about that. That's a great idea.
I'm just glad I had a couple bags of them.
Hello. I'm going to say hello to a couple more people. So my Nana is watching. Hi, Nana.
Hi, Nana.
And we have, and we also have Steve. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve. We're just so happy that you guys are all tuning in. You know, we just do this for fun. This is just kind of our little treat every week that we get to just kind of come together as a team in business. That's really important, that you're not only have a strong bond in the office, but out of the office. And I will tell you, us 4 girls, we really do. And I think that you can see that in the work that we produce, because we just have a great team. And so I'm really proud. I'm really proud of my team. But anyways, thank you for supporting us and watching along with us on Thursdays. We have a lot of fun, and we hope you do too. We hope we get to inspire you a little bit. So flowers, but you guys did dry some flowers, right?
Okay,
so
so shall we get started? So I have some dried flowers left over from our resin craft I'm going to be using, but I just grabbed a bouquet because, like you, I went to a couple stores and I couldn't find any, and then we had already been talking about how to dehydrate them in the oven, so I just grabbed a bouquet that thankfully was half off because it was left over from Valentine's Day. Score. And
Nice.
and I just cut the stems off, the actual flower pieces off, and then just put them on like I put them on like a tinfoil sheet that had holes in it, or you could put it on they also said like a cake baking or a cookie cooling sheet. I cannot talk. I'm sorry. Cookie cooling sheet, and you can put that whole thing, because usually they're metal, into the oven, and so that the air has room to circulate around the flowers fully. Mine are still a little like
Carrie, I had mine on convection and not straight up bake. Did you have yours on straight up bake?
I think that's all the only setting I have.
That might really make a difference. And I did these. And I have to tell you, I did these in my camper oven, and I put a stone in there to kind of make it circulate more evenly. So that might have helped.
That's a great trick.
That's always good if you don't have a convection oven. Stone.
The air fryers are fantastic. And I know Carrie eventually did an air fryer, but I also know that my air fryer has a dehydrate setting. And so it's, I don't know if you want to do this quickly and you have an air fryer, it works out beautifully. I mean, that's obviously not what I did tonight because I cheated. However, if you are wanting to dry something quickly, that is the way to go, I think, personally. And I hate waiting.
They could have gone maybe a little bit longer, but I think they're fine. They're going to be covered in wax. I think we're good.
I had been talking about the oven dehydrating so much that I was like, I have to try it. And I didn't feel like climbing up on the stool to get down the air fryer. So
I love that. So there you go. You've got our secret on how to make dried flowers and dried fruit. So I didn't have any flowers, and I actually sort of poked my head out into my street, into my neighborhood, because I was going to go like scavenger hunt for some flowers. Well, like the community flowers, you know. Not like somebody's yard flowers. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, so I couldn't find any because I guess it's not fully spring yet. So I just found leaves. So I found in my yard, I just got some leaves and I stuck those in the oven for about 15 minutes in the same 200 degrees. And it really dried them out really nicely. So I'm going to combine this with the orange. Somehow.
Very pretty.
In this glass candle. And I'm going to do that on the side. And then for the tin, you know, you have to really decorate that face there. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that just yet. I did find also a dried rose in a cabinet I had. I don't know what it's from, but it's in a candle.
I have random dried flowers around. But
I have a ton of dried flowers, but I keep them for like sentimental purposes. So I didn't want to throw them into a can.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I felt weird.
I know.
All right. So
I'm
if you're just
so
joining us, I know that you probably know what's going on, but I just want to let you know we are making DIY dried fruit and flower candles in different tins and all sorts of different things. We've just explained to you how to dry and make your
Receptacles.
own receptacles. We just that's yeah, okay. We just taught you
I love
how
that
to
word.
dry out those fruits and those and that foliage, those botanicals. Those botanicals in your receptacles.
Foliage in your receptacles.
Or you can go to the grocery store and just buy a couple bags of chamomile.
Oh yes.
You can also go to the craft store and you can get this UV resin. This was used last. Was it last week or the week before? Oh, it was the week before. And some of the resin projects, they have dried flowers. I wasn't looking for anything gigantic for my candle because my candle is, you can't see through it. So it was just going to be the top that really needs to be seen. So that's why I went ahead and just got these, and they're just little pink hydrangeas that have been dried. So that's what I went ahead and did. So if you're lazy like me and you don't like to, buy until the night before.
That's not lazy. Some of mine are
Then-
left over from the resin one too. I think
There you
that's
go.
normal. Fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna do something a little different with each of these on top. We'll see.
So I will.
Oh, what scents are you guys doing?
Oh yeah,
lemon.
that's very important. I am
I'm
doing pink grapefruit.
Ooh,
wait.
yummy.
I'm just gonna do lemon. I don't have chamomile for some reason, but there's a lot of chamomile in this candle, so I think I'll be okay with the chamomile scent.
So I'm mixing sandalwood and lavender.
That's a good mix.
Ooh, that's gonna smell
Very
really good.
relaxing.
I'm all about sandalwood. I like,
I love sandalwood.
yeah, I'm not like a real floral person, but I like those more like
I like the
woodsy
woodsy
scents.
smells. Yeah. Cedar wood is
I
one
am.
of my favorites.
Yes, but I also love lavender. So we'll see. I already have melted down my beeswax.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and throw my essential oils.
Yeah, I
in
think
here.
I'm gonna
just
go
want to tell
grab.
everybody before you start pouring your wax, make sure that you really secure your wick. I think that's another
Yes.
tip. It's a trick that we learned the hard way, is that you want to glue your wick
Glue it down
to the bottom of your candle. So make sure to get that in. And also, I am thinking that I'm going to do a little trick with doing just a little hot glue on my dried pieces so that they kind of adhere to the side so they don't really get lost, because my candle is going to dry white. So.
Oh, I forgot. I made little lemon twists that I dried out too that I might do something with. I'm not real sure.
Cute.
Ah, very nice.
We'll see. All right, I'm gonna go grab my candle wax so you guys can see my new.
I have.
Oh, and I
thrown
do
my
want to point out that Steve is with us. He did mention that he is a small business. So if you guys are looking for custom apparel, really cool graphic tees, check out sksunlimited.com, or you can find him on Instagram, sksunlimited, or at sksunlimited. There you go, on Instagram. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Yes, thank you, Steve.
All
You're
right,
always
so
a
I'm
great
gonna
supporter
start-
of Simply Made Local.
I'm going to start by trying to glue some of these oranges down. So I'm going to put my camera down as well. I'm really
I have a
excited to see
popsicle
how
stick
this
holding
works.
my wick. I'm
Oh, I
pouring
think
my
that's another
candle.
trick. Yeah. You're going to want to make sure that your wick stays straight up. So however you need to do that, but a lot of people use popsicle sticks.
I think
Yeah,
I don't know. I just like it because I can kind of round it around.
Clothespins tonight. Last time I did
Oh,
two.
that's a good idea too, actually.
That worked. Just one little dab of glue. Look at that. Super cool.
Oh, that's gonna float, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
This is what I was talking about
Oh, my little,
earlier. If you have an uneven slice, that's what you're gonna get. So I recommend being very careful. I'm probably gonna just split this and snap it and use the good part and not so much the burnt part.
Okay. This candle wax is also, it's not super clear, so I'm hoping that this really shows up once it dries.
neither is mine. It's because it's the beeswax. So
Yeah. Beeswax, I think, is a little more clear. I have a little bit of beeswax in here because I had some left over in my candle making mason jar. So it does actually have a tiny bit of that in it, but it's mostly that dollar store candle.
All right, so once I get this in, I'm really excited to see how the wax is going to
Yeah. Oh, this is fun.
surround it. Be interesting.
So
I
am
might let this
pouring.
sit for a couple minutes.
I am pouring a little bit, and then I am placing some of my flowers so that they don't all drop to the bottom.
Popsicle sticks to secure the wick, I think. I don't think they close.
And see, mine aren't going to the bottom like I want them to. They are floating.
Mine too.
Oh, your pieces?
Some of mine are, and some of mine aren't.
Yeah, so I'm like trying to shove them down and let it cool. But maybe I'll just have to wait till it starts to harden a little more and push them down.
Okay.
You're definitely going to want to have some tools like a popsicle stick or a regular. I found a regular.
Kebab sticks work really great.
Yes, yes.
And tweezers.
Yeah, I have a feeling this might dry a little bit on the white side, but hopefully we'll be able to see all that chamomile in
I thought
there.
I had enough wax, but I do not.
Now I just need to figure out the placement of the leaves. So I'm thinking I kind of want to place it behind and just do a little peek through. And then I'm going to put some of these dried leaves sprinkled on top. But remember, before I get started with anything, I have to glue my wick down. So let's see here.
Okay. Yeah, I did the wicks at the beginning. These lemon slices.
I'm loving the green with the orange. Super. Okay, well, they're very fragile. So instead of breaking it, I'm going to cut it that way. And then now I'm going to try to glue it. I think that looks nice. I'm going to try to apply some glue. See what happens. And I'll put this behind the orange. Ooh. Also, if crafting may not be your thing, but you still love handmade products, you need to go over to simplymadelocal.com and check out our online handmade marketplace. We have so many vendors on there right now. We had quite a few join us this week, and we've been highlighting those products. If you want to stay up to date with Simply Made Local, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Simply Made Local, and you'll be able to see whenever people list new products, we try to include that in our stories. So you'll just be up to date with everything that we have going on with the store. And I will tell you, now that Valentine's Day is over, people just went a little crazy the last couple days getting in their St. Patrick's Day products, and they're just amazing. I have to say I'm a little biased because my favorite color is green. So the fact that it's St. Patrick's Day is just, I'm super happy. Everything's green.
Yes, I can't wait.
And if you missed last week, we did one of my favorite projects I think that we have done so far. I was just so excited to do it and get it finished. We did string art. So if that's something that you've been thinking about doing or wanting to start, check out last week. Check out last week's video. We did string art for beginners. That was a really fun video. So that should be up on YouTube tomorrow.
It turned out great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
that was
fun.
lots of fun.
And like I said, you can find that on YouTube or our videos on Facebook.
Yeah.
So this is very delicate. I chose probably the most delicate leaves I could find, I guess. So
yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to even see these lemon slices through this.
Very careful.
They might mostly have to go on top.
Yeah,
Did you put your wax in?
I think I might do that with my next one because I don't think you're going to see this at all. This candle wax is so light. I think it's going to.
Yeah, it's definitely going to look milky.
So, okay.
I just
Mine
as it's
is-
going along because I'm worried about mine being white too. I just keep like pushing the items down around towards the edges. And like I can tell already the wax is starting to firm up some.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to try to float this on top. But
Okay. So gluing the leaves is not really working. It worked really well for the oranges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to pour my wax, and then I'm just going to keep pushing the leaves to the edge, and hopefully that will sort of keep them in place. So now I'm just going to glue the wick down, and I'm going to get started pouring my wax into my clear jar. And then once I get that kind of setting, I will start to pour it in the tin, because I'm not really going to put anything down in the beginning. I'm going to do most of the decor on top. And like I said earlier, people are just getting really, really creative with what they're putting in these tins because they're packaging really well. So if you're somebody who is looking for new products, maybe to make and sell, these tins are something you can get very creative with, and they're not very expensive.
I saw some really cool ones with like big chunks of fruit sticking up out of the top of them, and they, I was just like, Ava was like, "Oh my gosh, it looks like you could eat that fruit."
those ones are
It's really cool.
Yeah, and I saw ones with like crystals, and it's just I've just seen a lot of really, really neat ones. It's very impressive. Okay, so I've got the wick sticking up, and we are ready to pour, which is good because my wax is starting to dry.
Yeah, this dries pretty fast.
Here goes nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Your wax is really clear, Abby.
I
So is
know.
yours, Ryan.
Why isn't mine?
I can see way down here it's like drying, but you guys can't see that angle. And it's more white. It was white in the holder I got it in. But the one that really inspired me was a white candle, and you could just see like the hint of the really vibrant flowers underneath, and it was just like super cute.
Yeah.
I really was very inspired by it.
I know. I think maybe with this chamomile, I should have just poured the wax in just the top of the chamomile and let it sit and dry before I went with more. I think that's what I needed to do.
Okay, so I thought I had a lot more wax than I did.
Oh man, I have so much.
And I'm not going to have enough to do the tin. So we're just doing the wax tonight. And yes, my wax is really white, so it is very hard to see the orange on the side, but you can tell that it is oranges, and I will get a lot of orange pieces on top.
Yeah, I think the top is gonna be where you can see most of this now.
But let me, I'll kind of lift this up, try to be very gentle so that I don't move the wax. But as you can see there, it's very hard to see that orange. So you could choose to do a more clear wax, and then you would really be able to see.
Yeah, I think that might be the trick with the inside the jar fruit.
Interesting. Okay, well then we just got to wait for that to dry. And as that dries, then I'm going to put some of these pieces really sticking out the top. That's going to get exciting because you can already see it, these side pieces sticking out. And then I'll add some leaves. And I'm going to just add a little bit more pink grapefruit because I can't really smell it too strong. So
mine is extremely fragrant. I probably went above and beyond.
woo, now it is.
Yeah. Well, I managed an orange slice on the top of this one, or a lemon slice.
I did not think that I was going to take that entire bag to do this, but I took that entire bag of beeswax.
A lot of beeswax.
And that
coconut oil. It
so
helps.
just to give you an idea, that beeswax from Michael's for one bag that would produce one candle was about $10. But then again, you do have coupons, but just to give you a price point, and then if you're wanting to make these, I think that's good for a gift. But if you're wanting to make these and sell, you could do it a little cheaper.
Yeah, bulk order from somewhere else.
Well,
like, for sure.
Mix coconut oil in it, you can stretch it a little more too.
Oh yeah,
I did see coconut wax.
Oh wow. So yeah, that takes a lot.
So now I'm going to start to place because I'm really getting it turning solid. So I'm going to wait just a moment on that one. Let me see if I can fit this one here without it going all the way to the bottom. Let's see here.
I will say, once I put the hot wax in, my wick detached.
Did it?
So from the bottom. So just know that that's a possibility.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye on your wick. But that's why it's so important to have this anchor at the top, I think, because now at least I have it anchored, and when it dries, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'll add the rest of the flowers once my wax starts to harden a little bit, but that's pretty much it. They're all kind of suspended mid candle.
I think I'm definitely not a fruit candle maker. We'll see how these turn out. They smell nice though.
Yes, mine smells amazing now that I added a little bit more of the grapefruit, and I'm really loving how fresh this looks on top. Wow.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
Some of the green, some of the orange. It just reminds me of like spring and summer.
Yeah, with this one. I feel like this whole project for me was a giant Pinterest fail, but
oh my gosh.
It happened.
Sometimes it happens.
From burning lemons to whatever's happening here.
Okay, so I think I got the top set as much as I want. I've got a lot of that fruit kind of sticking out of the top. So we'll see how that goes. With this wax that I chose, you cannot see the orange from the side.
I know.
I am going to melt this guy down now.
But I mean, once it starts to melt, once you burn it, it's all going to get, you know, that transparent look again. And that's kind of the fun part of it too.
Yes, absolutely.
True.
That is true.
So I am going to, I'll let you guys know what I'm going to do is I am going to melt this one down, and then I am going to create this tin. And when I do the tin, like I said before, I'm not going to put anything inside of it as much because as it melts, the top will float down to the bottom. So, so what I'm going to do here is put the wick, glue that in first. Then I'm going to pour the wax in there, and then I'm going to put some of these small whole pieces right on the top next to the wick with some of the leaves that I made, as well as probably break up some of this rose. And it's really pretty to just kind of do it along the edge so you can still see the candle in there and it not being fully covered, but preference to each their own. And that's it. So I'm excited to be able to give this one as a gift, but I'm going to enjoy this glass one myself. Can't wait to figure out where to put that. But this is going to look really pretty in some of my wood shelves. That bright orange and that dark green really looks nice. All right. Do you guys have any other tips and tricks you guys want to share on candle making?
I think it would be really fun to go to the thrift store and find a lot of different things to put these things in.
Yeah.
I was limited on time, so I just yeah, I mean, I've been kind of at the thrift store just recently because we're moving and stuff, and I've been looking for stuff for the house, but just for this particular project I didn't think about it. But now that I'm sitting here, I'm kind of like, oh, I like this container, but I would like it a lot more if it was like something vintage and something really cool and antiqued. So that is something that I would do next time for sure.
Very cool. Yeah. You know, another place where this would look really awesome, and this is gonna go really, really well. I'm gonna pan over just a little bit, and I'm gonna show you our tiered trays. So if you've been watching our lives for some time now, you'll know that we did a series last summer on tiered trays. We showed you how to make them from the Dollar Tree. We made this tiered tray for, let's see, $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. $5, you're going to get a beautiful tiered tray there. And then you can just fill it with all sorts of things. Like this candle, which is going to look really pretty. But if you want even more ideas, which was part 2 last summer, we showed you how to decorate it and how to fill it with different things. But next week, be sure to come back next Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we're going to be showing you how to make bee inspired, because that is a big trend right now. Everything bees. We're gonna have some queen bees, we're gonna have some positive bee quotes, and we're gonna show you different ways to decorate little signs to put on your tiered trays, which are really, really popular right now. And that would look so pretty with these lemon and orange and floral candles on that tiered tray. So I hope you join us next Thursday.
All things bees board on Pinterest.
Yes. It's on YouTube, but we have a way to show you how to convert a thrift store picture frame into a beautiful serving tray that you can
Still one of my
incorporate.
Favorite projects.
So fun.
You can incorporate, we incorporated a bee theme into that as well. And we showed you how to make a beehive. So be sure to check that out on YouTube. And then while you're there, please like and subscribe to our channel, because that really supports us and helps us out. We thank you so much for joining us this week, and we hope to see you next Thursday. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.